Sairam. Precise Charitra, reading and understanding. Chapter 6, page 31. So the chapter 6 basically covers Ram Navami festival and masjid repairs. It also talks about efficacy of the touch of the Guru's hand, Ram Navami festival, its origin, transformation, etc., and repair of the masjid. So the author goes on, before describing Ram Navami festival and masjid repairs, the author makes some preliminary remarks about Sadguru as follows. So now we are talking about Sadguru. There are several titles to the Guru, right? There is Sadguru, there is Guru Samrat, there are different Sri Guru, Gurudev, Brahma Guru. So several different types of the the preambles are attached to the title called Guru, right? So amongst all the titles which is attached to the word Guru, Sarva Shreshta, which is the best of all, they say is just Guru. What comes next is Sadguru. What is Sadguru? What is the what does that preamble Sat Guru means? The one who will take us to the Sadgati. Sadgati. Gati in different narrations or different sentences has a different connotation and different meaning. Gati is destination. Gati means the arrival. Gati also means a stage. So Gati is, in this context, is the destination. Sadgati. The one who takes Sad is Satya. सत्य के मतलब सत्य के और सत्य के as a destination, the truth, the ultimate truth. The one who carries us is Satguru. So Sat Guru. So the one who takes us to the truth. So that is Sadguru, and different titles to Guru, Gurudeva, Guru Samrat, Guru. So many things are there. So that is something which we will discuss in another another session. But today we are talking about Sadguru, right? So Baba has been referred as a Sadguru. So efficacy of the touch of the Guru's hand. So the paragraph says, when Sadguru is the helmsman, he is sure to carry us safely, easily beyond the worldly ocean. The word Sadguru brings to mind Sai Baba, the perfect master. He appears to me as if standing before me and applying Udi, the sacred ashes, to my forehead and placing his hand of blessings on my head. Then joy fills my heart and love overflows my eyes. Wonderful is the power of the touch of Sadguru's hand, Guru's hand. The subtle body consisting of thoughts and desires, which cannot be burnt by the gross fire, is destroyed by the mere touch of Guru's hand. And the sins of many past births are cleansed and washed away. Even the speech of those who feel agitated when they hear religious and godly talks attain calmness. So this is basically the experience that one goes through in the company of Sadhguru is what is the author is trying to explain. Now, first is it's about the emotion. We have different levels of devotion. Here, the first level of devotion is the expectational devotion. We have these expectations in our lives. It can be worldly expectations, worldly desires, worldly wants, worldly necessities, desires, necessities, wants. These are all different segments of the same want. Desires are something which you may or may not need, yet you desire for, you aspire for. There are wants, there are basic necessities. So those are different. So whatever, multiple ways, each one has their own. Somebody wants to just survive. Somebody wants to flourish. Somebody wants to become rich. Somebody wants to become very opulent. So it's a different types of desires one has, but basically it all comes under one category of want. So when that want, with that want, when we reach out to our guru, it is not necessarily worldly wants only. It can even be the spiritual wants. I want to progress spiritually. I want to evolve. I want to dissolve in you. I want to become one with you. So even that is a desire. That is also a want. I don't want to come back. I don't want to take birth again and again. That's again a want. That's again a desire. That's again a to understand the ultimate truth as a seeker. That's also one of the wants. Probably the best of all the wants or desires. Fair enough. So, however, now the first stage of every devotee, once he gets drawn to a guru, first thing is expectational devotion. We want something, we go to our guru and we ask for it. So that is when the expectational devotion is expressed. Is it wrong? No. It is the right way. It is the best way. It is a perfect way. If not your guru, whom else will you ask for? There's nothing wrong in it. There is nothing to feel bad about. It can be worldly, necessities or wants or stress or difficulties that needs to be warded off. It can be physical, mental, emotional, psychological, circumstantial, whatever. If not your guru, who else will take care of? So that is the first level. So when it's like this, once your desires and wants starts getting fulfilled, you will come to a stage where you will understand that my worldly wants and desires are consistent. It's not that one comes, it gets over, then we are done. You have a list of 5 things or 10 things or 50 things, and then all these things are sorted and it is fulfilled. And if you feel that that's over, there will be another 50 in the list which comes. So we all will reach a stage where we know that the worldly existential realities and the necessities to live are ever there. But at that stage, at that phase, what happens? You will be convinced that no matter what my wants and desires are, which is ever evolving, which is consistently flowing. Today I am well, tomorrow I am unwell. I pray to my guru, I get better. After a month or two, again I may fall sick. Again I will pray to my guru or take a pinch of Udi, whatever. So, likewise, your wants are consistent. So, where is the end? There is no end. So, at that point of time, a thought sinks in, or a thought should come in our mind that in this worldly existence, in this samsara sagara, my wants are consistently there. But the difference between what I was to what I am now, is that all my wants are consistently getting fulfilled. All my necessities are taken care of. All my desires are fulfilled. Whatever I want, he is fulfilling. So it will continue to happen. I am clear. I am sure. I am certain. So when you have this state of mind, you have evolved. Let us be very clear. As long as we are there in this worldly existence, whether even forget about this materialistic thing, even spiritually, you want. You want to evolve. You want to reach a higher state in your spiritual progression. It is consistent. So as long as we are in the body, the necessities are there, the wants are there, the desires are there. I am not talking about the Arishad Vargas. No, that's different. This is basic necessities to wants which are the desires and wants which are eventually to understand the truth, evolve and dissolve. So when you reach a stage, the thought changes in us. We have absolute confidence and faith in our Guru, where we are sure that no matter what, no matter how, I will be taken care of. My wants will be fulfilled, my desires will be fulfilled, whatever it may be. At that point of time, we move to the next level of devotion. That next level of devotion is gratitudinal devotion. You start expressing your gratitude to your Guru. That is the stage which the author has spoken about here. Here he says, the word Sadguru brings to mind Sai Baba, the perfect master. He appears to me as a standing before me and applying Udi, the sacred ashes, to my forehead and placing his hand of blessings on my head. Then joy fills my heart and love overflows my eyes. Wonderful is the power of the touch of Guru's hand, the subtle body, consisting of thoughts and desires, which is basically emanating from mind, which cannot be burnt by the gross fire, is destroyed by the mere touch of Guru's hand. It is not destroyed in this context, it's a metaphor. It means destroyed means fulfilled. It cannot be destroyed. Destruction or suppression is always bad, because once if you are suppressing something, so-called destruction, it doesn't go. It remains unfulfilled. It may go in this birth, but it will remain in your Sanchita Karma. It may just manifest in the following birth. So here when he says destroyed, it means fulfilled. Take it as it is fulfilled, right? So this cannot be burned, as he says that it's like, it cannot be burned. It means that it cannot come to an end, which is destroyed by the mere touch of the Guru's hand. And the sins of many past births are cleansed and washed away. Even the speech of those who feel agitated when they hear religious and godly talks attain calmness. It only goes on to say that your sins of the previous birth, which is part of the Sanchita Karma, due to which we are experiencing our realities, adverse realities, painful realities, those things gets washed away. What is the Guru doing? He is altering our realities. He is nullifying the ill effects of our adverse realities. That is what the Guru is doing. And whoever gets agitated, even, repulsion towards a spirituality or the understanding the consciousness is not something which emanates out of rejection or the intellect. It is something which emanates from ego. It emanates from lack of understanding. It is, you have to be more empathetic towards, I'm not talking about believers and non-believers of God and religion. Religion, even I am against. However, when it comes to the understanding of the conscience or the supreme consciousness to individual consciousness and other things, it is not emanating from understanding or non-believers, and it actually is coming out of ignorance. It is coming out of ego. So those people also get calm. They become calm. We will take that subject of perceptions of an atheist subsequently, questions to atheist. Anyway, those are the emotions which generate when you are in a stage of denial, basically. So even those people get calm. So all that he is saying is the second stage of devotion is what he has explained here. What the takeaway from these few lines of the first paragraph is that the gratitudinal devotion. Let me complete the third one also, three levels of devotion which each one of us go through. The third one is instrumental devotion. The first is expectational devotion. You have wants, needs, necessities, and you reach out to your guru. Simply put, they start getting fulfilled. And your needs, wants, and necessities are consistent. As long as you are in the worldly existence, even those are consistently getting fulfilled or resolved. At that point of time, you attain a state where you are sure and certain that no matter what, no matter how, my guru is always there to take care of my needs, wants, and necessities. He'll fulfill. At that point of time, a thought emanates which says gratitude. So the gratitudinal devotion is when you get emotional. We get very emotional when we get into the company of our guru or when we reach out to our guru. We all would have gone, especially the Saipanthis and the devotees and disciples of Sri Sainatha. So many of our wants and desires are fulfilled. There is a certain amount of gratitude. At that point of time, we do get emotional, whether we express or not. We feel that, thanks, Lord. Thank you. You get into tears. It's an expression of gratitude. We are putting into the right perspective and right words are attached to those emotions. So the expression of devotion, gratitude is gratitudinal devotion, the second level. The finally what happens, Lord, you have promised, you have said that you will give me everything I want so that someday I will want what you really want to give me. Call it Brahmajna, understanding the Satya, evolving and dissolving, becoming one with the Lord. How do we become one with the Lord? How do we become one with our Guru? There's only one way. Emulate your Guru. Emulate your Guru. Just remember this. Emulate your Guru. You are what he is. You become like him, become one with him. That is the only way. Guru is everything. He is the father, the mother, the friend, the philosopher, the companion. Every relationship, even the spouse, the Madhurya Bhava is also with you, Guru. That is devoid of Arishad Varga, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Besides that, once you are in that state of oneness, you can attain that mainly or only or largely in our sampradaya of Avadhuta Sampradaya, Kulavadhuta Sampradaya, only through emulating your Guru. There is no other way. Dhyana, Jnana Bhakti Karma, everything is only towards emulating our Guru. So at that point of time, when you are in a state where you say that, yes, I am one with you, I want to be one with you, the way you become one with him, and it is not an effort that you make, and it is not very consciously that you do, it happens. People will notice you being here, your Guru. Everybody will understand. You yourself will experience. There is no prayer. There is no ritual. There is no dualism. Whom will you worship? You are one with him. At that stage, you will get a thought that, Lord, I shall serve your cause. Your cause is all that I want to serve and I live for. My worldly existential needs and necessities, wants and everything, anyway, you have taken care. You'll consistently take care of. As and when, if I feel that it is to be done in an urgency or it needs to be attended to immediately, I know you will, but still I may reach out to you. That's rested. I have all the gratitude. Gratitude has culminated into becoming an instrument. I want to serve your cause. This life is to serve your cause. That is instrumental devotion. When you practice instrumental devotion, that is when you start emulating your guru. There is no other way. When you are serving the cause of your guru, you realize that your guru is operating through you. You are not the doer. An instrumental devotion devoid of doership. Please remember this word. An instrumental devotion devoid of doership is the ultimate devotion. My guru is the doer. I am nothing, which is the truth. So he operates through me. This is a sheer instrument of my guru. When you have that thought, emotion, and expression, that is when you have started practicing instrumental devotion. That is when you are emulating your guru. Your guru is one with you. That is a supreme level of devotion. There is no ritual, as I just mentioned. There is no puja, path, aarti. किसकी आरती उतारोगे आप? किसकी भजन गाओगे? जिस He whom you are worshipping is you. You are one with him. That is the supreme level of devotion, which is instrumental devotion. Bhakti is divided into this. Bhakti in context of devotion, right? In our context of Shraddha, Baba has said, Shraddha and Saburi, in these two things, the Shraddha, the oneness, the instrumental devotion, patience, that's it. So that is the level. These are things which are expressed or takeaways from few lines of the first paragraph, right? We move on. The sight of Sai Baba's handsome form chokes our throat with joy, makes the eyes overflow with tears and overwhelms the heart with emotions. It awakens in us, I am he, Soham. Brahma consciousness manifests the joy of self-realization, dissolving the distinction of I and thou, makes us one with the supreme, one reality. When I begin to read scriptures, at every step I am reminded of my Sadguru, Sai Baba, who assumes the form of Rama or Krishna and makes me listen to his Leela or life. For instance, when I sit to listen to Bhagavat, Sai becomes Krishna from top to toe. And I think he sings the Bhagavat or Uddhava Gita for the welfare of the devotees. When I myself start to write anything, I cannot compose a few words or sentences, but when he, of his own accord, makes me write, I go on writing. And there is no end to it. When the disciple's egoism props up, he presses it down with his hand and gives him his own power, makes him achieve his object, and thus satisfies and blesses him. If anyone prostrates before Sai and surrenders his heart and soul to him, then all the chief objects of life, for example, the dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, or easily and unsolicitedly attained. I'll complete this paragraph. Four paths, for example, the karma, jnana, yoga, and bhakti. Jnana, bhakti, karma, which we all always talk about as a founding principles of Saipanth and Shunya Kriya, is mentioned here in Satcharitra. What is added is dhyana, right? Four paths of karma, dhyana, yoga, and bhakti lead us separately to God. Of these, the path of bhakti is thorny and full of pits and ditches, and thus difficult to traverse. But if you, relying on your Sadguru, avoid the pits and thorns and walk straight, it will take you to your destination. So says Sai Baba. Whatever we just spoke about is what further is expressed here. If you see again the instrumental devotion, when I start writing, I cannot write more than few lines. But when he starts becoming one with me and he starts writing through me, I can write endlessly. Pure instrumental devotion is what has been expressed. Pure, this instrumental devotion which is being strongly advocated by Lord Krishna in Srimad Bhagavad Gita is what it is said here. Following your Guru, you will become one with him. You will follow the Nishkama Karma. Here what happens, Nishkama Karma again, it's beautifully explained. Whenever my ego develops, my ego, when it starts taking prominence, my Guru will keep his thumb and bring my ego down and navigate me into the right path. He'll bring down, he'll take care, he will let your ego develop. I'm telling you, this happens to all of us. Nobody is an exception. Happens in the beginning. And once you have passed that, you're done with it. So the ego does develop. Competitiveness, which is unhealthy amongst ourselves, may develop. The doership will creep in. Don't worry, it's normal. We are human after all. So that's when your guru taps you down, your guru presses if need be. He brings down the ego in us and he tells you, relax. There is no you, there is no me. You are not the doer. I am the doer. I, the Brahman, is what you are. There is no dualism. So these ego or the doership will only add into your Sanchita karma, which will make you come back again and again and again. It is not that Lord doesn't want to give credit to us, because Lord does not recognize us as something which is out of his or different from himself. So also the reason why that ego of doership has to be kept under our thumb or at the feet of our Guru is because that doership is the one which gives us the karma, karma phala, rana, rana bandha, due to which the container of our Sanchita karma keeps increasing and we keep taking birth. That being the reason your Guru keeps your ego under his thumb, right? Now he says, the sight of Baba's handsome face. Okay, let's just spend a few minutes on how Baba used to to look at how he was. Very, in one word, very handsome, exceptionally handsome. He was around 5 feet 10 inches, if I may describe. I'll take a few minutes. Trust me, you'll like it. He was around 5 feet 10 inches, 10.5 inches. Not a gram of extra fat on his body. Lean, straight, a perfect yogi and a master. Very broad chest, long hands, Hands were almost touching his knees, about 2 inches or 3 inches above his knee was the length of his hand, which is a symbol of every avatar. Every avatar has huge hands. Every avatar, that is why is been called as Ajanu Bahu. Bahu is the hands and the arms, and those arms are so broad and so lengthy, it's called Ajanu Bahu, right? So that being the case, the Baba's hands were long, lean, tall. He had blue eyes, straight tinge of blue eyes. Not completely blue, slightly bluish, bluish black. When he used to walk, his lower body used to move, like, waist and below. From his torso above, that abdomen and torso and above, it used to be straight. When he used to walk, it used to look like as if he is floating. He was the gait, the gambhirya, what you call the dignity. Dignity of Baba, the dignified was so divine. It's called the divine dignity, which is called as Daiva Gambhirya. Divine is always very dignified in its appearance. It can be very playful, jovial, laughing, but there is a sense of dignity which is deep within, which makes us respect. Take a step back and we will draw the lines of our limits. That was the presence of Baba, wearing a torn kafani, barefoot, and one dhoti and a jhola. He is defined as sar pe patka, हाथ में सटका, कंधे पे झोली, निकला मेरा साई. He was so simple. We all know torn kafni is what he used to wear. But despite all these things, he was an emperor of the emperors. The way he used to sit in Dwarka Mai with right knee up, sometimes left, run, sometimes right, and his arm rested on his knee and looking and talking to people. His devotees, hundreds and thousands of his devotees and disciples walking in, he used to just blissfully look at them. When he stands with his hands on the waist, he looked like Vithala, the tall, lean man. So he used to appear to the devotees and disciples like the way they worship. Now you have to understand, for someone he used to look like Rama, somebody he used to look like Krishna, somebody he used to look like Vithala. Why is it? Because it is how many a times I have explained, the supreme consciousness always is there to comfort us, always is there to display itself in the most comforting emotion of yours. Let's say till such time that you are not in the fold of your guru, you are a devotee of Krishna, you're a Krishna Bhakt or a Rama Bhakt, or you're a follower of Vithoba or Kali, Shiva, whatever. So when you are that, when you have identified your God or the supreme consciousness, the Brahman, in a particular form, your guru appears to you in that form. A subtle message is told to you, sent to you, saying that, hey, look, that is no different than me. You are no different than me. I am no different than that and you. It is all the same. There's only one. So I am what you are worshipping. You are what you are worshipping. These are all the things which Guru, most of the Guru Shishya Sampradaya, or all of them are certainly Advaitis. We certainly are Advaitis. We believe in non-dualism. So that's what Baba always used to display himself. The way we have worshipped our the Brahman in a particular form. So he just is sending out a message. Jyot to ek hi hai. The lamp, the light is one. From that same lamp, there are multiple millions of lamps or billions of lamps which are lit. It's the same. That's what Baba is saying. That's how his gate is, right? So it looks like when he sits to listen to Bhagavat, Sai becomes Krishna from top to toe, and I think he sings the Bhagavat or Uddhava Gita for the welfare of his devotees. When I myself start writing, so that is already explored. So what it goes on to say is, it only talks about when you are looking at him. Baba is not reciting Bhagavat. We are reciting. Baba is not reciting Uddhava Gita or Bhagavad Gita. Anything that you're reading or reciting, he is not doing it. You're doing it, but you feel that he is doing it. You feel that he is saying, like what we have now, Chintana Manthana. It's not that I'm speaking. It's not that you're listening. It's only he. He is the listener. He is the speaker. So what happens here is it only goes on to say your understanding is deeper, much, much deeper when the divine speaks, when the divine communicates. That is what the author is saying here, right? If anyone prostrates before Sai and surrenders his heart and soul to him, then all his chief objects of life, that is dharma, righteousness, artha, the wealth, kama, the desire, and moksha, the deliverance, are easily and unsolicitedly attained, whether you want it or not, whether you ask for it or not. You have solicited for it or not, you'll have it. That is the power of, or that is the beauty of being one with your Guru. Imagine that beauty of your Guru. This is like the supreme oneness. Your Guru, I always say, leave everything in your life, doesn't matter. Don't leave the feet of your Guru. Hold it tight. खस के पकड़ो, छोड़ना नहीं, किसी को भी छोड़ दो, जो छूट गया जाने दो. You have broken relationship with anybody, you have distanced yourself, whatever happens, anything and everything. Remember, ego will play, Maya will play. It may even try to distance you from your Guru. Be certain and sure that no matter what, don't leave the feet of your Guru. If you have held the feet of your Guru firmly, you have, that is the only upasana you can do. That is the only spiritual practice one can. There's nothing else to do. Your Guru. Just behold your Guru. So that's what he says about. So when you are in the custody of your Guru, he takes care of dharma. You become righteous. You'll not do anything wrong. Dharma is not just becoming righteous, practicing righteousness, also doing the right things. You'll do charity. You'll be compassionate. You'll be more empathetic. You will be more sensitive. You will participate in things. You will at least pray for people. That softness, that righteousness becomes one with you. Artha, your wealth. Wealth is not necessarily money. Ashtalakshmis denote eight ways of, eight, aspects of wealth. Dhanalakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Arogya Lakshmi, Santana Lakshmi, Bhagya Lakshmi, Aishwarya Lakshmi. Likewise, we have Ashtalakshmi, Gaja Lakshmi, Dhairya Lakshmi. So all these Ashtalakshmis are symbols of your wealth. Wealth is not just money. So all these things are also fulfilled. Do not worry. Without that being fulfilled, let's not be hypocrites. In this worldly existence, if that is not fulfilled, we cannot progress spiritually. Let's face the fact. Because Swami Vivekananda makes some very, very prudent statement endorsing this philosophy. He says that Adhyatma or philosophy can be understood by a person whose stomach is full. You call somebody who is extremely hungry, literally hungry, has not had a meal since morning. In the evening, you tell him, come, I will teach you Bhagavad Gita or I will preach something. Then I'll serve you dinner. He'll say, no, first you serve me dinner and then I will listen to you comfortably because I cannot focus. Nobody can focus on anything on an empty stomach. That's what even Swami Vivekananda says. So, artha, the wealth, is also fulfilled. Kama, the desires. There are. Let's not, but not the karma of the Arishad Vargas. Attachments. Attachment to your guru also. Attachment to your siblings, attachment to your children, attachment to your spouse, everything, what emanates from there. This is not the karma which is part of the Arishad Varga. All your desires are also fulfilled. Moksha. What is moksha? Is oneness. Advaita. Moksha has different, the Dvaitis have a different opinion about moksha. We Advaitis have a different opinion. So even moksha, deliverance, are easily and unsolicitedly, whether you like it or not, whether you want it not or not, whatever is good for you, whatever you need is taken care of, is unsolicitedly attained. Four paths, which is Jnana Bhakti Karma and Dhyana, lead us separately to God. Of these, the path of bhakti is thorny and full of pits and ditches and thus difficult to traverse. But if you, relying on your Sadguru, avoid the pits and thorns and walk straight, it will take you to your destination, that is God. So says Sai Baba. What it means here, in this context, please don't, think the bhakti which we talk about, which is understanding the jnana. Bhakti being the understanding of the knowledge is not what we are talking here. Here he's talking, the author is talking about Bhakti Yoga. The Bhakti Yoga which is practiced by most of the seekers, or 99% of the seekers follow the Bhakti Yoga. He is talking about Bhakti Yoga. Whether you talk about best of the Bhakti Yogis, whether it is Mirabai, Sant Tukaram, or any Bhakti Yogis, even though Ramakrishna Paramahansa was a Mahan Yogi, he was God in himself, but he was also a follower of Bhakti Yoga. Partly, though he was a Raja Yogi, he was also a follower of Bhakti Yoga. But all the Bhakti Yogis have gone through a lot of pain in their life, lots and lots of pain. Whether it is Mirabai, Tukaram, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, whatever, whoever, the Bhakti Yogis generally are depicted in the history, spiritual history, religious history of our country as someone who has always consistently suffered. Even those sufferings in the Bhakti Yoga is warded off when you are in the arm of your Guru. You won't suffer. And you attain oneness, the moksha, in with oneness with your guru, that is the moksha. So amongst all the paths, the Bhakti Yoga is the most difficult, most treacherous, which I have no doubt about. Certainly it is. Even that becomes easy in the arms of your Sadguru. So that is what this first paragraph of, not even first half of the first paragraph of Sai Satcharitra chapter 6 talks about, right? Thanks for your patient hearing. Sai Ram.